Overconsumption of refined sugars has increased the prevalence of chronic inflammation. This inflammation causes issues in our bowels, our joints, and holistic health through increased pain. Considering how in the US alone, soft drink consumption increased by over 500% over the past 50 years, and children are consuming sugary drinks earlier and earlier, this is an issue on a global scale. The health impacts of sugar have been studied extensively, yet sugar, or more specifically, the sugar industry, has caused much more damage than previously realized. Politically, a bill that was intended to limit marketing towards children for products high in added sugars failed and was ruled against in 2019. The sugar industry were effective in progressing their agenda by persuading top officials at Agriculture Canada to lobby on their behalf. The political influence and impact of sugar extends directly into socioeconomic factors such as income and demographics. This ties back to health, as without this bill, children are not protected from these ads and will be more encouraged to consume these products. A study from the Canadian Journal of Public Health found that overall consumption of sugary beverages was higher in households with lower income and lower education. They also found that total caloric intake from sugary drinks was also higher in this demographic as well. These statistics mean that lower income households are more at risk of the negative impacts of sugar. This directly coincides with a growing trend on social media, which has increased the glamorization of products very high in refined sugars to a much larger audience. The sugar industry has sponsored thousands of posts on TikTok from dietitians and other influencers to limit negative discourse on the realities of sugar and instead promote concepts of allowing children to eat as much as they want. These sponsored posts, combined with the targeted ads for kids, exacerbate the overconsumption of sugar in children. It's also no wonder our society got hooked on sugar, considering the extent that the food engineering has reached. Food engineers have been adding sugar to foods and products one would not typically associate as being sweet, which increases satisfaction, boosting sales. They engineered our cravings, which conditions us to eat more. Legally speaking, the food industry at large technically operates within the bounds of the law. However, ethically and morally, this is a different story. The sensational phenomenon that was the low-fat craze all came from a research study conducted by Harvard in which scientists concluded that it was excess fat in the average diet that led to weight gain and obesity. The study was sponsored by sugar manufacturers to push away the blame for their hand in the obesity crisis. With the scapegoat of fat, the sugar industry created low-fat products with lots of sugar, leading to the crisis we are in. Unsurprisingly, sugar also has a detrimental effect on the environment, with sugar mills and factories producing a significant amount of pollutants which erodes the soil, enters into nearby bodies of water, and threatens and endangers multiple ecosystems. Pollution doesn't just affect wildlife, nearby communities and the rest of the globe suffer as well. All these factors come together to create one interconnected global issue that is so complicated the damage may be irreversible and permanent. A solution is underway, with the Government of Ontario having sponsored initiatives to increase healthy food options within schools and the Federal Government of Canada updating their healthy eating guide. This is a step in the right direction, yet so many Canadians are unaware of these initiatives, which is why social media and school communications should be leveraged to provide this information to children and especially their parents to increase awareness. But awareness is not enough. A more complete solution would be to incorporate teaching children within schools the basics of how to read food labels, what the macronutrients on these labels means, and giving them the tools early on so they can learn to make healthy choices for themselves.